So moving back on to jiu-jitsu, we got Rigan Machado. So we talked about him yesterday, but he's back. I guess he did a podcast. So he says he has a record of 365 and 0. Is that true, bro? They just recording their rolls, which is not that many. In 10 years, that ain't that much. But he's saying he never lost. That just means he wasn't rolling with the right people in that 10 years. He says I won for 10 years straight. What does that mean? I always wonder, like, if you haven't gotten tapped in 10 years, what are you doing, bro? I swear, all the best guys have been tapped in 10 years, bro. I don't care if you're Gordon Ryan, you could be Hodger Gracie, whoever. Everybody got caught with something. Maybe Hodger, maybe not Hodger, but everybody else got caught with something. You know, a loop choke or Kanto choke, toe hold, something. Somebody got something on you. This Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu legend Rigan Machado recently made the astonishing claim that he holds an undefeated record of 365-0 in BJJ matches. I don't think that's possible, bro. They didn't have tournaments like that back in the day. Even if you go, that means they're counting from white belt to black belt. Because even if we go to BJJ Heroes, you know, the most active competitors at black belt might have close to 200 matches. But you can't count the lower belts. We don't count the lower belts here. You got to count. I think you only count black belt, bro. So he's saying in 10 years he didn't get submitted and he had 365 matches. They didn't have that many tournaments back then. What tournaments were? They had about 3 tournaments back in the day. They weren't fighting that many matches. He says, in my generation, when they used to compete, what do you mean they used to compete? They still competing. Two guys who was considered to be the best was Rickson and me. That is true. Rigan was really good. Actually, John Jack was. Who was better, John Jack or Rigan? Yo, I gotta go John Jack because he actually won ADCC, right? Did Rigan win ADCC? Jason, can you check that for me? So he says he was considered the best alongside Rickson. I mean, Rickson's records padded too, and we controlled the sport at the time. Like I have almost 365 fights, no loss. I won for 10 years straight. It was a different time period back then, bro. That ain't gonna fly no more. They have no advantages. They didn't have no ref decision. He says, Machado described the sheer volume of competition he endured during that time, sharing, I have 19 fights in one day at the time. 19 fights in 4 divisions. All right. Does that even make sense, guys? We gotta question some of these people, bro. I don't care if he's, a well-known. I would question Rickson's record. 19 fights in one day. Guys, 19 fights in one day. Does that make sense? No, that's not possible. Who in the world could do 19 fights? Maybe if they did 4 or 5 minute matches, maybe. Bro, I don't think that's possible, guys. I'm sorry, bro. 19 fights in one day? Nah, I don't think that's possible, bro. He credited his relentless training routine for the remarkable win streak. I train 3 times a day. I train evening. I have the best camps, toughest guys. I was mentally, physically ready to fight. When asked about what set him apart from others in the sport, Machado boiled it down to time on the mats. I just spend time on the mats. In a sport, 95% was a sport, 5% was technique. What's crazy is that the Machados, I'm not saying they sold out, but they went from like, all right, competition, I guess. I only know John Jack really competing, but I'm a younger dude. But then they went straight to like, I'm just going to teach celebrities and I'm not going to roll. I just question that, bro. I really question that. All right, Rigan, you know what he can do? He can sign up for Nogi World, Masters Worlds. He can still fight. He's a black and red belt. He can still go out there and fight. I want to see him out. I want to see him competing at Masters Worlds. Let's go. improve that 365-0 record? I mean, he's too rich and, out of shape now to do it. But bro, we gotta question some of these accolades here. We didn't have BJJ heroes back then. He says no, Rigan did not win ADCC. I'm not even sure he did no-gi. Bro, he don't look like he ever did 19 fights in one day. Nobody can do 19 fights in one day, bro. How is that feasible? Maybe, I could do it if I had to fight white belts. I could maybe do it. 5-minute matches, 6-minute matches. Okay, I could do 19 fights against white belts, but it's not possible to do 19 fights against other black belts and beat every single one of them. Even Gordon Ryan would lose, if he had to fight 19 times in one day. There's no way. I don't care how efficient you think you are, how good you think you are. Listen, we all still human. You know how many calories you were burned in 19 fights? Bro. Yo, it's not possible, bro. People could just say whatever they want. He looks like he hit the buffet 19 times. Yeah, hit the 19 buffets in a day. Yeah, look at him, bro. And I can't diss him too much because a lot of those fighters, guys like Leo Vieta, those guys be getting fat. Drysdale. Who else look fat? A lot of these guys look fat, bro. They just, I don't know. Once they stop being active, I guess they don't even roll in their classes anymore. They just get fat, bro. I don't know how that's possible. Quan, what's up, bro? He says, do food challenges count as fights? I guess so. It's a competition.